Everybody, call to order. Shall we do, we're gonna wait, I'll start the meeting and if Caleb, shows up, I'll let him take over. Roll call.
Mr. Colazo,
Present.
Mr. Gunther. Absent. Mr. Lykoff,
Here.
Ms. Rosenbaum,
Here.
Ms. Peliquin,
Here.
Ms. Moore. Absent. Ms. Tarko,
Here.
Mr. Eckstein.
Here.
Ms. Oglesby. Absent. Ms. Coetzee. Absent. Ms. McGill. Absent. Mr. Bells.
Yep, here.
And Chair Rosenbaum.
We have a board.
Yes, we do.
Let's do the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, has everybody gone over the minutes from last month?
Yes. Yes.
And do we have a motion?
I have a quick question for you, just procedural. So when I looked through it, there was one comment that I made and I can't remember the context, but it was specific. And the reason I looked back for it, because I wanted to make sure it was in there, was about whether or not they were gonna have grass or turf. And I didn't see it in there. And I know that I see,
I had saw that earlier when I read it.
unless I missed it again.
before. This is for Lockhart, right?
Yeah, because and-
I saw that.
I saw the response about, it'll be a challenge. Commissioner Herb said it's a blank slate. It'll
Oh, yes,
take while
he
it
did
matures,
say
it's gonna be blah, blah, blah. It will have challenges, but there will be greenery, shrubs and trees. Procedurally, do I need to because the reason I'm asking is I just don't want to have a whole bunch of turf. That was the decision for me, is that there was going to be greenery because so many places now we're covering with turf and.
Do you want to, do you want to change the minute, you want to add to the minutes?
So how would I do that procedurally?
You need
Just make an amendment,
You would have to.
Madam Chair, if I may, yeah.
make an amendment to include that
Yes.
in the previous meeting, we discussed there would be green, not just turf, the grass versus the turf. I
Okay.
can't remember the terminology.
You
You have to say it the way you want
you
it.
have to
Okay.
present it in the, I'm sorry, Church of Saint Joseph, Assistant City Attorney.
Yeah.
You have to present it in the form of a motion.
Okay,
The chair will acknowledge and
okay,
give it.
Okay.
Right,
okay,
but you can articulate it the way you want it to be
Okay.
amended.
okay. All right, so can I make a motion
Make
to amend? Is that right? Okay, thank you. So I just want to amend the meeting minutes from last time to include the statement that the park would include the grass area, not only turf.
That was said by Commissioner Herbst.
That was, I brought that up specifically.
But who specified?
And
Was it
then-
Joe Webb or was it?
What was the individual's
I
name?
think
that-
the
Go ahead.
commissioner actually said that the turf, grass was gonna be a challenge
Mr., what was his name?
first.
No, not.
Joe
Hey, what's that?
Joe Webb.
Joe Webb said that, yes, they were planning to have the green, but it would be a challenge.
Right,
Yeah.
there'll be a challenge, but there will be greenery, shrubs and trees.
Okay,
So in order for the secretary to get this straight, just make sure that.
Yeah.
Do you have that? Do you
To
want to read?
amend minutes to include the statement that the park would include the grass area, not just the turf.
correct.
Okay. Everybody in
It
favor?
was second, need a second.
I'll second it.
Okay, correct.
Wait a minute, can we have some discussion?
We can have a discussion, yes.
How do we know that was actually said by the commissioner or Joe
Oh,
Webb?
Joe Webb.
If it's not in the minutes, how do we know?
So actually, just to clarify, I was the one that said, okay, so it's not gonna be just turf.
I remember the conversation, because I was
Right.
like, it's not gonna be just concrete paths.
Yeah,
It's all
'cause-
the same line.
And the piece that I think is important having in this, it's not gonna be just all turf. I really want to be able to see green grass and greenery, and I know that they included that in the statement. That Mr. Webb said it'll be a challenge, but there will be green shrubs. The point of clarification that I mentioned about, just to clarify, it won't be all turf. Is important.
Any more, is there any more other discussion? Any other discussion?
Madam Chair, may I get clarification? Are you moving to amend the minutes to include your?
Yeah, because I was the one, I was the one that's,
Saying what you're proposing the commissioners. said.
no, improving what I said.
As I understand. it.
No,
Right. You're moving
improved. Yes, moving
to Correct
to
the minutes to incorporate what.
my
you
statement.
said.
Yes, correct. Correct.
Did you get his, yeah, he's moving to amend the minutes with his own statement. So I just want to.
Correct,
Right,
yeah.
that's
So-
why I wanted to make sure that we weren't changing the minutes to reflect that there was going to be
Hearsay.
right, grass as opposed to turf, when I don't know if that was really part of the conversation. But
So
he
his
asked the
statement
question,
was above.
then that should be in the minutes within his actual,
Correct.
Mr.
We can
So-
always look at
Yeah.
the recording.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted clarification to make sure that he was asking for clarification on his participation in the discussion, not speculating on what somebody else.
Not putting yours in somebody else's.
Correct.
correct. It was a clarification from my behalf, in my words, specifically using the turf, because that was a contention with me.
Correct.
I don't want to see a lot more turf.
So is there any other discussion? Shall we have a vote? Roll call,
All those in favor, right?
all in favor, we can do a hand, can we do just a? with
Yeah.
raise of hands?
Yeah.
All in favor with a raise of hands?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry to be the new guy in the paint. I just was like, that, I looked
Way to go.
specifically, I was like, what did I say? And I knew that was.
No, I just don't know. I don't remember.
Oh.
I'm glad you're reading the
Oh.
minutes.
We have one abstention. So we may as well do roll call.
Mhm.
Mr. Colazo,
I approve.
Mr. Lykoff,
Approved.
Ms. Peliquin,
Approved.
Ms. Tarko,
Approved.
Mr. Eckstein,
Abstain.
Oh, Madam Chair, we have an issue. Because we only have 7 as a quorum. So, yes,
No, we don't.
we have 7.
Yes, there's 7 members here.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
okay,
We got a
so we
quorum.
do. Oh,
Yeah, we have
a
a quorum.
quorum, so 6 is.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We're good.
continue.
Indeed.
Mr. Bells.
Approved.
And Chair Rosenbaum,
Agree.
6 approved and 1 abstain.
Thank you.
And then just a quick question too, where do we find all the recordings from the previous one? Because I'll go back and listen just to
On that
clarify. but-
city's YouTube channel.
City YouTube channel? Okay, okay, so the main channel where all the
You just go
other.
to YouTube and then type in City of Fort
Okay.
Lauderdale, all meetings you ever want to hear.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry to be a pain.
You're not.
You
You're
got it.
at it, you're an asset to us.
Yeah, thank you.
Carl, update.
Good evening.
Hi, Carl.
Hey,
How's everyone doing?
Good.
good.
So, as you know, we're about to get into the holiday season. And of course, that presents our light ups. And so, we've got several, as you know, over the years, we've added a few more. So November 9th kicks off, with, Light Up Lauderdale, that's at Esplanade Park. The following day, November 10th, is Light Up the Beach. And then on November 30th, we've got Light Up the Gulf. December 1st, we have Light Up Sistrum. And then on December 7th, we have the menorah lighting celebration at the.
That's a really good event to go to.
What date, what was that one? Last one?
That is December 7th.
So if you're available, you should.
And where is that one? I didn't hear very well.
Menorah lighting is at the.
Okay.
Also,
Rabbi Slavatiki does that.
That's the one I see all the time.
Actually, I think both rabbis, so there's one from Chabad on Broward and the other one from Masolas. They both do a tremendous job, so.
yes, I encourage you, if you have a free night out between the hours of 5 and 8. Check out those because they're pretty fun, They're pretty good. event. As an update for some of
I
our,
have a question. How does Light Up Fort Lauderdale, the one on the beach, blue? How is all of the improvements on the sidewalk and everything going to be How is that going on there?
So I'm actually dealing with that a lot today.
I figured as much, because I drove from the pool the
Yeah.
other day and saw, oh my God, it's really booked out.
Yes. So what Vice Chair is referring to is so along A1A on the far east, the east side of
The ocean side.
the ocean side is where by the promenade, then on portions to the south, but more so on the north as well. The sidewalk is torn up. And so that project is underway. It's been due to the boat show, I was told that 2 weeks the work stopped. And so which has caused somewhat of a rippling effect with Olaf, whom some of you all know that
Right.
goes on the promenade, the snowman. And then, of course, we have our couple light-ups that take place on the beach that will be impacted. So we're trying to work through that. But that is an impact.
What's gonna happen? Oh,
I don't know. It will go up. I just don't know where yet. So we're trying to see if anything can be done with the contractor to expedite at minimum the promenade area in the immediate vicinity so that that can still be erected, but I don't have the answer.
so when is the whole project supposed to be completed?
So initially, the project was to be completed November 6th. However, I've been told that it's probably gonna be third week of November, closer to Thanksgiving week. So, yeah,
So if they actually, if they can expedite it, they could possibly get it by then.
yes. I'm waiting for the project manager that oversees that to let me know what those dates are, if it's a possibility.
Carl, are they just replacing the pavers or is it more than that? Are they doing like any
So
utilities or anything under there?
from what I know, it's the pavers. I don't know if there's any underground work that's being done or not, but I understand it to be the pavers.
Okay.
And they did something with the trees.
They're moving the trees.
Trees are being relocated.
Yeah, the trees were being.
To be wider.
Put in and they've done some,
A lot more cement type thing instead of
Right.
pavers.
right,
It'll be nice when it's done.
it's gonna be nice.
Yes, it's just that delay kind of impact, but it happens, you know.
Right.
Structure. So, yeah. So with that being said,
Well,
I do have,
we took 2 weeks off because of the boat show, so.
so I was there actually today and it's
Big money.
pretty active. As you would imagine.
Stuff.
As a bit of good news, as we continue to evolve with the bond and everything, we have a groundbreaking for the bond work at Riverside. That'll be taking place on November 14th. So I'm happy to get that underway. And then you'll be likely getting an email from myself likely by the end of next week, but Tunnel Top should be finishing up and we'll be coordinating a ribbon cutting ceremony. And so that'll be likely taking place the third week in November or the first week in December.
Hello.
And then also, I did want to mention that because we're kind of moving into the holiday season, we don't have a November meeting, but we do have our next meeting, which will be December 5th. So just want you all to be aware of that and mark your calendars.
It's already been changed.
Very well. And that's it.
I have a quick question for you about the Parks Fund. Is that money timed at all? And the reason I'm asking, in our neighborhood, we had a park approved, the elevated park, and they're kind of pushing off the planning and the final design of that until the commissioner can get more feedback from our neighborhood. And so I know it's like $3.5 million allotted for that park. Is there an expiration on that? Because it keeps getting pushed out and they're gonna do neighborhood meetings January and February and March of 2024. And I just want to make sure from the community standpoint that.
No,
okay.
so what happens, at least as it pertains to the bond, and once the referendum took place, that allocation was provided for the hundreds of projects that we have that'll take place over the next 5 to 7 years. That's the allocation. Now, any changes or adjustments to that allocation prompts outreach, commission direction, and ultimately direction from the commission if we're moving money over or not. So the time wise, no, the time doesn't impact that, more so the how we want the allocation to go.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, I hate to bother you all. Garrett Regal, I'm the executive officer here for Fire Rescue. I hate to step in your meeting. There's a conflict with the parking lot. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. And I don't know if you can adjourn for like a 5-minute issue. But that parking lot needs to be left open tonight where you all park in the front. They're bringing a crane in to just put a pole in. And if we don't allow these to park, they're gonna block the entire Second Street, which affects our response to emergencies. So I don't know if you have the ability to simply take a 5-minute reset.
We can.
I really appreciate it. I hate to.
Where should we?
So you park at the church?
You just park in the daycare parking lot right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, right, just, we said, you know, that front parking lot. I'm so sorry.
No
for
worries.
that. He caught me on the way out. I'm like, I just
Everybody-
forgot.
I waved at you, I shouldn't have done that.
I feel so bad I didn't tell you all before.
We are.
You have a few minutes.
We're gonna take a 5-minute break, recess. We'll take a 5-minute recess and we'll return.
Back.
All right.
All right, recess adjourned, let's continue.
All right, so I guess we were left off on department update, so I do have one more thing I want to share. That is actually fresh off the press here, but when we were talking about all the light ups that we have in the city. We also have Light Up Carter Park, which is December 9th. So I want to make sure I give that date as well. And that concludes my department report.
Right. And now we have parks rules and regulations.
Okay, so as you know, last meeting we reviewed. Okay, the previous meeting, I'll say that one of the previous meetings, we reviewed our park rules and regulations. Because every so often we like to update these, have a board review them. And seek your recommendation for approval. And so once we've made the updates, these are the updated park rules, and I'd like to get your recommendation.
Are you looking for us to get it
Yes.
done? Nick?
Yes.
All right. Shall we have a discussion? Has everybody read all of it? All right, let's have a discussion.
Marianne was the one that was, I think, her resident expert on it.
Yeah.
But it looks like all the changes that you recommended are on there.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. Everybody read through everything and do they agree with it? As it's written,
Yes.
does anybody have any changes?
Have we ever had any discussion about, I know some other places do this, I'm not trying to be too crazy, but about plastics and stuff on the beach, like, straws, because I know I live on the beach and that's what I'm continuously cleaning up is the straws, forks and stuff.
Yeah, so Patricia, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we have an ordinance
Okay,
about styrofoam.
okay.
Yes, there is Patricia St. Joseph, Assistant City Attorney. There is on the books already regulation addressing straws,
Yeah.
styrofoam material for the restaurants and others. I mean, we can look them up and provide you a copy if you want. And maybe you can suggest additional regulation if that doesn't address your question.
No, or just maybe, I know that they have the beach regulations added, would that be something to add here in this, or is that separate? I'm just
Yeah,
understanding.
no, that's like a citywide.
Okay.
thing.
It's
Okay.
citywide, so it
Okay.
would incorporate the beach area.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
that was my only thought, I mean, everything else looked good.
Okay, and so, does anybody have any other?
No. I make a motion that we approve the Parks and Rec rules and regulation as indicated by.
Do we have a second?
I second.
I'll second it.
Are you here not?
Rochelle. Rochelle.
I'm
Sorry,
sorry,
Daddy.
I was talking to her instead of you. I should have been. Did you get everything?
Parks and Recs.
Rules and regulations as
edited.
edited,
Proposed
As
amendments.
indicated.
Yeah.
as indicated, edited, and
And we have a second?
And I'll second the motion.
I second.
she seconded it already.
Okay.
Just to clarify, you're moving to approve the proposed amendments
Yes.
for the courts,
You want me to restate that?
please.
I make a motion to approve the Parks and Recreation rules and regulations as amended in our meeting minutes for.
And I fully second.
Second, okay, thank you. Need a roll call.
We need roll call, take a roll call.
Mr. Colazo,
Approve.
Mr. Lykoff,
Approved.
Ms. Peliquin. Approved. Ms. Tarco. Approved. Mr. Eckstein,
Approved.
Mr. Bells,
Approved.
and Chair Rosenbaum.
Approved.
She came in late.
That's right.
So the motion passes.
I approve.
Sorry, that says, have time that you need.
It passes unanimously, or did anyone
No,
abstain?
it passes unanimously. That's unanimous.
Thank you.
All right, that was a short meeting. Any other discussion, Sandy? Does anybody want to?
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
Charlie.
Do you want to address your question, sir, that you asked earlier?
About the terming out?
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
Okay,
You
go
were
ahead.
gonna look it up. What,
Right, well, according to the code, each term is a year. I'm actually in contact with the clerk to determine whether there was a resolution that limited the amount of, the maximum amount that a member can be reappointed to the board. She's looking it up and there's tons of resolutions, so once we bring back, because I don't want to tell you 7 is the number
Right.
without confirming it.
Okay.
So that's why
What
I
was
have
the initial, what was the underlying question?
well, Mariana Sala got turned out and I came on sometime after her, so I have a feeling I'm coming
I
up.
thought she came in after me.
If that's the case, right, yes.
No, she was on, when I came, she was,
Yeah, we came on about the same time,
Yeah, I came in after you.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
so just getting close, that's all.
We'll miss you.
So she turned out? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh.
She didn't say goodbye.
When is
No.
the term end? At the end of the fiscal year or to the end of the regular year?
What is
No, it's-
considered
I
to
wanna
be
say
a
it's
year?
eight-
It's
A year is from the date of appointment,
appointments.
correct? That's what the code currently.
I have no, I mean,
provides. But
are we
what,
close?
I think we're close.
Is it 6 or 7?
Mine was
Well-
in February.
cannot verify I'm looking for the resolution that
All right,
addresses the
that's fine.
maximum amount of reappointment.
I'll keep coming
and
till you tell me to go.
I'll find it.
Well, you're gonna
The
find out,
clerk is actually
you're gonna find
helping
out
me right now look
when
for
you're
it,
not
so
here.
She told me to
Yeah,
go.
that you can't
I have
come to
to
the
engage
next
the
meeting.
clerk.
That's what you're gonna find out.
Or any other legislative action that limited
Like Harry.
the number of terms that.
Yeah,
Is it already
board
determined
member
out?
can be
yeah, he came and said,
Is it reappointed
Yeah.
or, but the length of the term is 6 years, right?
Well, no, according to the code, each term is 1 year. But we're
Oh.
looking for the number of reappointments.
Okay, I
The
got it.
maximum number of, so each time your term is up, the clerk usually
Sends us an email.
sends you an email as well as your appointing commissioner.
Mhm.
And so that commissioner has the option to either reappoint you or somebody else can reappoint you. But we're still looking for
Okay.
the maximum number of reappointments. So I thought that was the issue, right? The
right,
question you
right.
asked? Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was 7 years, but
Okay.
I could be wrong.
And once she sends that over to me, I'll send it, share with
Right.
you all, and I'll attach our roster, so you all know what term you're in or what, how many reappointments you
Sounds good.
have it. And you should have that.
Any other discussion?
7 years.
Yes.
Pickleball. So somebody brought it up, I thought I'd bring it up. because we haven't talked
You
about
don't like
pickleball.
discussing pickleball.
I know. The Barrington Park. So they're off of Davy and 34th or whatever. Is there any? Barrington,
Bennington, yeah, Davy, not too far from Shirley Small Park, yeah.
right, right next to the Winn-Dixie flag.
Bennington.
Bennington. Are they, any thoughts about putting lights up there? Because the pickleball is getting hot and heavy there and
Yes, we have received some requests and ideally, we're trying to see if we can add that as part of the upgrades with bond dollars, but I think that's probably like in a later phase to kind of push through it, but yes, we've had some inquiries about that.
it's getting.
Yeah, because you're right, it
It's
is.
getting used a lot because of the, what's going on at, the Holiday Park with all the pickleball. And, people in the community are starting to pick it up. And, it's gonna get dark, real soon,
Yeah,
in another 10 days, we'll be back to, 6 o'clock. That's
Any
all I
other
have.
discussion? All right. Somebody want to move, actually, we're going to adjourn.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
I promise to send that to you as soon as I get